TR Nichols here with 5 Minutes for Men, where we talk about things that men talk about amongst themselves to spur more conversation among men about these conversations. Today, I want to talk about raising kids. I would say, for me, the best job I've ever had and the hardest job I've ever had has definitely been the job to be a father and to raise my children. The level of joy I can get and the level of angst they also provide is immeasurable. I think it's also the scariest job and the only job that I would say you have till you die, right? So that job is the only job you'll ever have that doesn't have an end date, right? There is no retirement from being a father to your children. And when I say scary, I mean there's also no manual for this, right? So from my perspective, I like to, whether I follow the instructions or not, I like to have instructions of how to put something together, how to do. They give you your baby and check to see if your car seat is in before they let you leave the hospital with a child. Like, you can take classes, you can do all, but there's no mandatory thing that says you even have to do that. It's if you think about it, it's wild that they just let you, like, anybody can just have a kid and raise a kid. That's wild, bro. Because it's a fundamental right, I guess, to make more people. It's a beautiful job to raise kids. Also in the sense that you get a more clear understanding in some ways of what it took for your parents to keep you alive, or your guardian, or your grandparents to keep you alive. And you realize, wow, they have put a lot into me to get me to the point that I'm at. It takes a lot to keep another small person alive, whether that's feeding, sheltering, guiding, keeping them from killing themselves on a daily basis. In terms of my boys, in reality, like, they can do things where you're like, why would you do that? But that's the mindset of a mini adventurer, right? Like, that's the mindset of somebody who's trying to see. They want to see, they want to understand, they want to. You gotta touch things, do things, and have conversation to get to a place where you have an understanding, right? And do you ever really have an understanding? So for me, I'm definitely interested in what other men think about how they were thrust into raising kids, and what your thought process is behind your forever job, right? Like, how do you go about it? And I find myself trying to evolve myself to be a better father to my children, and to give them better guidance, and also show better examples of myself to them. Because no matter what I'm saying, a lot of what they mimic and what I see is what I do versus what I'm saying often. So that's something I'm always conscious of, and I love being able to show my children how to go about being people in the world. I love that job. I'm definitely interested in what other men have to say about their roles in their children's lives, and I'm also even interested in if men are not being allowed in some cases to help raise their children. It's a beautiful job. It's a beautiful job to be a that not everybody is in a position to do that. So if you are in a position to do that as a man, do your best, man. All we can ask is that you do your best, because, like I said, no manual, on the job training, bro. So do your best. Comment below, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about raising your kids. TR Nichols, 5 minutes for men. Give yourselves 5 minutes today to talk about things that men don't.